What is going on, you and the two? It's your boy Trucker Will. We're trucking it like always, trying to make this money, trying to make this dough. So abundance has to go into the shop and get fixed. So what we gonna do? We're gonna talk about it next on Trucking Trucker Will. Is going on, you and the tube? This your boy Trucker Will. We're trucking it like always, trying to make this money, trying to make this dough. But before we get into it, remember to like, subscribe, share, hit that bell below so you know when I come out with new videos. My black top journey. So what is the prime ink loaner truck process? It's not that bad, not that bad at all, but give you the skinny on it. All right, so abundance, my truck went down, got some bad diesel for the second time in the last maybe 4 months. One at Jeffersonville, Ohio, and the other one in Wilmington, Connecticut. Be wary of those two places if you're trying to get diesel fuel for your truck or your trailer. Just be wary of that. So it can cause some much unwanted disruptions in your blacktop journey. So I'm driving my truck, has issues. I get to my load in New York. After I deadheaded, has more issues. They send me to, well, first I go to a Love's. They tell me, no, I'm sorry. Let me rewind that back. I go to a TA, and the TA tells me, we don't have any mechanics. And the one mechanic that we do has a big job, probably won't be able to get to you till tomorrow. You can check over at the Love's. So I slide over to the Love's across the street. They get me in the bay real quick. They look at my fuel filters. They say, ooh, you looks like you got water in your fuel filters and water in your fuel. Then they check my tanks. That looks like you got water in your fuel. Then they check my other fuel filter. Says, oh, you got oil in the filter too. And the fuel filter is like, ugh, it's a whole bunch of nonsense. But fast forward. So they tell me, oh, you shouldn't drive it. So I wait at the petrol up there in New York and on the 90, get towed to a Peterbilt dealership. I chop it up with my boy Trucker Al up there because he doesn't live too far away from up there. And then I get truck sit there. I'm sitting there a whole day. No bathrooms, no food, nothing like that. They come out through the codes, They tell me that they're not gonna get to my truck until like Monday or Tuesday of next week. So I'm like, man, all right, so my week's already shot. Get like a $925 paycheck. Wife wasn't happy about that. So get on the phone the next day, chopping it up, call my road assist advisor, call my dispatcher, calling Prime, and they said, hey, does it run? I'm like, yeah, it runs. They told me not to drive it, but yeah, it runs. They said, can you make it down to Pittston? Now, Pittston's like 4 hours away, and there's a big snowstorm that's getting ready to come in. So I'm like, I mean, I can try it. Better than sitting up here till Tuesday, because no rental cars or nothing like that. So they say, drive it down to Pittston, we'll get you a loaner. So I'm like, who I got to call to get my loaner, So I drive my truck all the way down to Pittston, bobtail. Boogie down there. I'm getting like 5 miles to the gallon. It's like, do I got a cat motor in this truck? It's a pack car, but it's like I'm getting few miles like I got a cat motor over here. So I get in there, get down to Prime in Pittston, and they tell me, okay, yeah, we're gonna get you towed. We're gonna get your truck towed. But I already had a loaner truck already lined up for me because I called ahead. Now, the process is that your truck has to be down for a specific amount of time. So it's got to be at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before that your truck's going to be down before they even attempt to try to get you a loaner. But before that, there's a message has to be sent to your road assist advisor, your fleet manager, and then you gotta contact your Peterbilt, or if you have a Freightliner, contact Freightliner. A lot of moving parts before you get a loaner truck. A lot of moving parts, and there's no guarantee that loaner truck is gonna be the best loaner truck. It's a loaner truck, so I had to get snatched out of my home and put back into a Freightliner. And man, once you go Pete, you have a hard time going back to a Freightliner. I mean, it's handling its business, but hey, I paid a lot of money for my bed to be comfortable, and now I'm back on a jailhouse mattress. It does not sleep very well. But hey, it is what it is. It's getting me down the road, so I'm thankful for that. So you got to go through, you got to sign your paperwork again, take a video, go through the truck, make sure that everything is good, there's nothing wrong. Make sure that you go through the whole truck, go outside, inside, point out all the dings and ends. Even take a video if you want, take pictures if you want to make sure everything is good before you roll out with that truck. You don't have to do too much if you're a lease operator. You don't have to do too much as far as your fuel card. The fuel card follows you, not the truck. So process is not that hard. They make it fairly easy if you make sure you communicate. Communication is key, staying on point, calling, make sure you double call, make sure that they're sending their emails, make sure that they're communicating with the people that need to be communicated with, so that you have a smooth transition into your loaner truck if you get a loaner truck. Now, the most important thing, guys, if you're coming in and being a lease operator here at Prime, is that make sure that you have a credit card that you got a specific amount of money on. I want to say probably about 2 G's. Just to be safe, 2 G's of credit available on that credit card if you have to pay for a rental car, if you have to pay for a hotel for an extended amount of time. Because it gets a little challenging if you don't have that type of money on your credit card or in your bank account. Makes it a little bit challenging. So always make sure you have some money on the side that you can dive into if you're not going to be able to run. Feel me? So, anything else, guys? Also, I have another little surprise for you next, guys. Hey, you. Are you looking at trying to get into trucking and you're scouring the internet trying to figure out who or what company you should go to? Check out Prime Incorporated. Why do I say Prime? I'm gonna tell you like this. A little birdie told me, right? So, say you come across this video and you're like, I want to get into trucking. Do me a favor, and they'll do you a favor at the same time. Take down my driver code, Taylwa. Again, that's Taylwa. That's my driver code. So when you decide you want to come over here and go to Prime to get your CDL, take your life to the next level, put some commas in your check, some money in the bank, and invest in your financial future for the future, it's going to shoot you to the top of the list. But you got to use the driver code, Taylwa. Do it today, and I'll put the link in the description below so you can get on your way to make the big boy money eating with the big boys at the top as opposed to the little boys at the table. Remember to be blessed, less stressed, and I'll see you out here on the blacktop. Safe trucking. Later. All right, y'all. So basically now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to run this truck until my truck gets done. Now, what Prime told me is that they're not going to call me and let me know when my truck is ready. Either is Peterbilt. I'm going to have to take the initiative to call each day or every few days to see what's the status of my truck. My truck's ready, then I get with my fleet manager, say, hey, I need to load back up to Pittston so I can drop this loaner truck off. I gotta clean it again and take the stuff that my necessities out of this truck to put it back in my truck abundance. So hey, it is what it is. The funny thing is that my buddy, his truck has having another issue, and supposedly my truck was the last truck to get towed before the tow trucks had issues. I don't know. That's a weird junk. I don't know. But the process is not hard, guys. Just make sure you communicate. Communication is key. As well as with this freight market, be aware, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. If you're a lease operator, you do have to pay for that tow, towing it up to Pocono. Unless they tell you otherwise, you do have to pay for that tow. But you can spread it out over a specific amount of time. As well as the other tow that I had in New York, I got to pay for that too. But I can get back on the road to get to my next load to get paid while I continue to pay for those debts for that truck. But hey, it is what it is, guys. It's life. It's the cost of doing business. It's trucking. That's what it is. It's freaking trucking. Trucking shitty right now. But hey, you're over here at the right company. If you're over here, if you've seen this video, stick it out. Keep going, keep grinding, keep hustling. It's going to get better. But if you feel like it's just not, I have another video that I'm going to be talking about here soon that I'm going to be dropping, and you just have to stay tuned for it. So remember to be blessed, less stress, keep the left door closed, right foot down, only when it's safe. And like I always say, guys, I'll see you on the blacktop. Safe trucking, and I'll see you out there.